friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots.
It was hard for me, like, just in the whole artistry process of, like, figuring out what genre I am, and you know what I mean? Because you grow up and you like so many different things,
right.
And then you start making it, and it's like, well, what do I actually want to be? You know, and so I kind of landed with the alternative pop rock stuff.
Day, fuck, it's been a long time. A lot of sleepless nights, feel like I do nothing right. I just don't know what's best for me. I just wanna leave a legacy. I hope you know that you're not alone. God knows we couldn't do this on our own. This shit is so much bigger than me. I had to believe in what I couldn't see, because sleepless nights I pray to God for my serenity. I feel things I can't see. Little beings of light watching over me. They speak to me.
Thanks again for being here. Remember, you can find these videos to these episodes at YouTube. Just look for Fort Worth Roots. Really excited about this episode. As soon as we saw her play at Will Rogers for the Amplify 817 showcase, we knew we had to have her on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. There's a little bit of her music sprinkled into this episode, but I'm going to play 2 full tracks for you that she was nice enough to give us permission to use at the very end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. Information on events and our sponsors can be found at the end of this episode as well. This episode is sponsored by Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. Get 50% off on a roofing tune-up by calling 817-882-6520 and tell them you heard about it on Fort Worth Roots podcast. You also get information on them at roofingsolutionshouk.com. This was an extremely quick episode because she was literally about to step on stage, so we got kind of cut short, but it's still a great episode, and we do look forward to having Averi back on the show, perhaps at our Fort Worth Roots studio over here just outside of downtown Fort Worth. That's enough talking out of me. Thank y'all for being here, and please give it up for the amazing Averi Burk, and let's start the show! I'm here with Averi Burk. We're at the Post, just off of Race Street.
Yes.
Kind of on the east side of downtown Fort Worth. Thanks for having me out.
Thanks for having me on. What do you mean?
Shit. So 2 weeks ago, you had another podcast. Y'all had it set up right here?
It was over at that table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't find power over there. But unfortunately, the sun's gone down since I started setting up.
Yes.
And usually I have my banner up, but we had an event this weekend, and the top piece broke off. And I didn't realize it until just now. So usually we look a lot more professional, but at least we got this nice, pretty backdrop here.
Banners are tough. Yeah. I had one. I opened it up and it just sliced the whole thing in half.
Oh shit!
And I was like, well, guess we gotta get a new one.
Yep, no banner today, folks.
Nope.
Sorry. You have a residency here at the Post every Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Yes, 7 to 10.
Okay. How did you land that residency?
I started researching places that had live music around
Will
here.
you pull that mic a little closer to your face?
Check
That's
right there.
Perfect. Yeah, man.
Be a little bit better now.
Nah,
I started researching places that did live music over in Fort Worth, just DFW in general, and then I came across the Post, and so I sent a little email, and Brooks got back to me. So I was like, yes,
nice.
This place is awesome. I'd love to play here. And so been doing it for a couple months. And
so you'd been at the Post before, obviously.
Well, I've heard of it. I'd never actually been, but I've heard of people that have played here, and I know another guy, Andrew. I think he has a residency on Tuesday or Thursdays. Because today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, today's Tuesday. You nailed it. I know Jacob Furr has a residency here. I don't know what day he plays, but...
No. It was Jacob, not Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah, Jacob on Thursdays.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
You, I don't think you were on the show, but he did showcase your music on one of his episodes, the Funky Town podcast with Jeffrey Lord. And that's how I found your music. And when he started playing it, I'm like, wait a minute. He's only supposed to be playing local stuff. What is this? And then you were at Amplify 817, and I'm like, oh my God, there's Averi Burk, and she's definitely local. But the kind of music that you're putting out just seems maybe 20 years ahead of its time for Fort Worth music. I don't know, it's incredible.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It was hard for me, just in the whole artistry process of figuring out what genre I am, and you know what I mean, because you you grow up and you like so many different things,
Right.
and then you start making it, and it's like, well, what do I actually want to be, you know? And so I kind of landed with the alternative pop rock stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, it seems very eclectic. I think I found a video of you and maybe your sister from 9 years ago. So that would have made you, what, 13?
somewhere around, I'm be 25 actually on Friday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, shit, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you remember what that duo was whenever y'all posted that?
Do you know where was it on YouTube?
It was a YouTube video, yeah, from
We-
9 years ago.
We literally used to sing all the time. She actually might come up here tonight and sing with
cool,
me. We
cool.
still sing together sometimes, not as much as we used to, just because of life and all that. But
Mhm.
man, we used to just find all types of different songs and just sing for hours at our
Yeah.
house. And my parents, they probably loved it, but you know, it probably got annoying after a while. But
Surely
yeah,
not.
She's
surely
amazing.
not.
If y'all haven't heard her sing, y'all got to hear her sing because she's crazy.
Does she do anything around here? Does she gig?
No, she's not really like into gigging, but she just has like the best voice ever. So but she's starting to write more music, and I'm getting on her about that.
I noticed you have like friends and people that just jump up on stage with you sometimes. Does she ever get up there and sing with you?
Yeah, she
That's
does.
awesome.
She was at the Will Rogers one for the Jesus Loves Me song.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
she came up
yeah.
at the very end, and then whenever she comes to a cover gig, she'll always like sing with me.
I love that song.
Thank you.
If you'll let me, I don't know if I'm overstepping here. I always feel like I am when I ask this, but I'd love to put a couple of your tracks on the end of this episode.
Yes, please.
And can one of them please be Alien?
Yes.
That's one of my favorites. man.
Really? Dude, yes.
So after Amplify 817, I just went on a Avery Burk spree. I was listening to all your music, and my day job, I'm a truck driver, so there'd be one that I was like really feeling, and I'd key up the mic on the CB radios and play it for everybody in the fleet. So
Dude, thank you. That makes me happy. Do they like it at least, hopefully?
well, nobody likes it whenever you cue up the mic at 3 a.m. in the morning, but so I didn't get a lot of feedback, but I bet they dug it.
Yeah.
I bet they dug it hard. Yeah.
I love that though. Thank you. Thank you for even listening. Seriously, it means a lot. And Alien's one of my like kind of weirder songs, so I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, definitely. That one, and there's of course a few more that I'm not thinking of straight offhand, but I definitely go for your weirder stuff. Oh,
Thank you.
Miley Cyrus one.
Yes, that one's fun.
What's kind of I know that I saw a video of you with Amplify 817 talking about like a shout out to Miley Cyrus or something like that. But what is that kind of the point of that song, is to kind of get her attention, or?
Well, it was more of like I'd been wanting to write a song about like some badass female of our generation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, who could I write about? And I was like, Miley's awesome. She's a really big influence on music right now, and she showcases and shows our generation, the older generations of music as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She brings them back down, like Joan Jett and Blondie and all that stuff too. So I was like, man, I want to write just like a fun little song, but I also want it to be like, all right, she's a badass. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I chose a badass.
Yeah. Well, I think you picked the right one.
Thank you. It wasn't the initial intent, but it did end up getting at least somebody's attention from her team, which was really cool. But yeah, it wasn't the original.
What's the backstory on that?
I just posted a video, and there was that new like collaborator feature, so I was like, add as a collaborator, maybe she'll see it. And then she commented on it, and then her mom commented on something else, and that's about it. But
That's cool. That's cool.
but it was really cool they did that.
Yeah.
So,
More big
yeah.
stuff coming from Miley, I'm sure.
Oh. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
So I know you do a lot of local stuff, but have you been traveling? Have you been gigging outside of town?
No, that's kind of on my like next steps type list of
Yeah.
like, just figuring out. We're about to do a big email push for that, and I'm itching to go and just play in different places. So
Yeah. Well, that's going to be good. Do you have somebody that you're kind of thinking about touring with?
No, not in particular. We're kind of just gonna look for people that our sounds, might fit together and stuff,
Yeah.
and reach out and just see if anybody has like a spot open or anything like that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I know there's some local groups that kind of gig a circuit, and I wanted to say it was the Post, but there's somebody here locally that has like a Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston triangle. And, like
Okay.
if you play one, you play all of them. Seems like a really good soft start for
Yeah.
like, touring.
I wonder
'Cause
what that is.
You're just dealing with one entity, I guess.
Maybe like House of Blues or something.
Maybe something like that, but I'm gonna have to let the person I'm
Let me
thinking
know.
of. Yeah, the person I'm thinking of is Lindsay Hightower with Hightower
Okay.
Band, and they whoever I'm thinking of, they do that on a regular basis now. But
That's awesome.
However it works out, it'd be cool to just follow Avery around.
Dude, that'd be so fun. That'd be so fun.
So 13, 14, you're singing with your sister, making YouTube videos and things like that. Your parents are trying to be somewhat supportive, right?
Oh yeah, no, my dad was the reason why I play, because he plays, and so there's guitars around the house and all that, and I saw one day and was just like, and started just picking stuff out. So I was like, Mom, Dad. They're like, oh, she can actually figure out like a tune. So then I became obsessed with it and just kept doing it.
So how did your progression kind of go from there?
So they were very heavy in the church and like worship leading and all of that. And so my dad was a worship leader, and so was my mom. And then by the time I was in like 4th grade, I started practicing with one of the church bands, but he wouldn't let me play with them. He would just let me practice with them. And so like I'd get the guitar down, and then one day I was like, if I'm not gonna play, I don't want to like practice with y'all, you know what I mean? Just being a little kid. But I kept playing, kept getting better, started writing songs in junior high, elementary school, stuff like that. And then it was after high school that I really was like, okay, I'm going to release something. And actually, because I used to put songs on SoundCloud and stuff like that, just like free streaming, you know what I mean? You can just upload it. And so I was like, okay, I want to try this. And so I released my first EP out like the year after I graduated high school. It was pretty good. I mean, for me, it's not my best work, but it shows my progress, you know what I mean? And
what's the name of that one?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah. And so there's couple songs on there that definitely don't sound like me anymore, but but they show the progress. And I recorded that, and then like how did it happen? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Goes by in a blur, I'm sure.
Before that, I had released my first actual like original song that I worked with a producer, and I put that on SoundCloud, and I was like, okay, I can actually write something. And so after that, I actually went to Bible college.
Okay.
After high school, and so
where was this at?
I was in Southlake,
okay,
and I was doing a worship leading program. So I was like learning music, you know what I mean, taking classes and stuff. And I came out, and the "But Jesus Loves Me" song, full circle.
Okay.
I came out, and my mom and dad were like, "Okay, well, we probably should get you out of there because they're not like the best."
Not gonna work out.
Yeah, not gonna vibe very well. No.
And it makes me sick. If God is love, then why you missing it? Tell me why. Please tell me why. You fight love with hate. I know I'm not a saint, but who are you to judge me anyway? If I'm going to hell, then why'd you wish me there? God hates a proud look, so stop and stare, because Jesus loves me. Even though I love her, but Jesus doesn't love me. Even
But yeah, so I left there, and then I was always working and just releasing random songs, and then the pandemic hit, and I was like, okay, I lost my job and all that.
Damn,
They
what
ended
were
up
you
just
doing?
firing me. It wasn't even because of that, but I was selling merch at Gas Monkey Garage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Dallas, and so I wasn't like super passionate about it, but it was really
Right.
good money and all that. And so then when I lost that, I was like, okay, we're gonna be serious about this. And so 2020, I started working with Trend. They like manage a lot of artists around here.
Okay.
And they helped me a lot. They introduced me to Amp Fight 17, Tom, and all those people.
Tom with Here Fort Worth?
Yes, they introduced me to all those people, and yeah, I'm independent now. I'm not really working with like, we have like our team, but it's more like a family deal, and my producer Brandon and stuff, and videographer, but we like all come together and just kind of, we try to attack what we can and, plan for the next steps and brainstorm and all that. But that's kind of, does that answer your question? It's a little bit of overview,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
And I mean, I've been cover gigging since probably 2018, 2019. And so now that's like my full-time kind of job, but yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind. So we're just taking it day by day.
Well, it seems like just from being at Amplify 17 and seeing your team work, it seems like you have such a awesome support system. I mean, I've got a really badass video. I'm sure everybody had a badass video of Amplify 17 Day with you playing, because y'all were badass.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
So if I'm remembering right, I got you in frame on the left, and then I've got your drummer in the middle there. And what's his name?
Troy.
Troy?
Yeah.
How'd you get connected with Troy?
We actually met at church as well, but in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So we met like 2015, 14, maybe around there.
Just started kind of playing around.
Yeah, well, I like met him, and then after that, like once I started doing my original stuff, I was drumming with another guy, but then my bass player was like best friends with Troy, and so then we just all started playing together.
Your bassist was standing on the amp, right?
Anthony, yeah.
Does he also play for Chris Watson?
I'm not sure. Maybe
I'm not sure if I've got that connection mixed.
He plays with a lot of people, so
incredible though.
They're insane. They're literally the craziest.
And then your guy just to the right of the amp that night.
Camden.
That's Camden. Okay, Camden, I believe, is the one I'm thinking of. That guy, I believe, plays with Chris Watson.
Okay.
Yeah, but just phenomenal. All of them.
Yeah, he's insane. He's 22 and he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's one of the best guitar players I've heard.
Wild group. So do you guys usually perform together whenever you got something like that going on?
It's usually, so Troy, Anthony, drums and bass, and then my, guitarist is Dallas, but he just moved to Austin. So,
oh, damn.
Yeah, and so Troy actually just went away on a cruise as well, so... Oh, I'm sad, but I'm going to be playing with a different drummer for 9 months. So. Okay. But, yeah, those are my guys.
Speaking of cruises and vacations, you just got back from a trip, didn't you?
Yes.
I guess your Instagram pictures or whatever kept popping up. But where did y'all head off to?
We went to California.
Okay,
so,
what part?
We went kind of all over.
Did y'all make it to San Diego?
Yes.
Their sunsets are the best I've ever seen.
I think we went to the Sunset Cliffs or something.
Yes.
We went there. My girlfriend's dad lives in Ukaipa, Redlands area, so it's kind of an hour and a half from most places. So we kind of just went around everywhere. Oh, it was so fun.
That Sunset Cliff is kind of wild. The first time I went out there, pull up, maybe 30 minutes before sunset, and everybody just starts kind of getting out of their cars and walking towards the sun with no clear objective. They're not walking in any particular direction. It's kind of a weird thing to witness, right?
Really?
Well, you just see droves of people just walking out on the beach, just unintentional,
When we got there, there was random groups everywhere, but then there was some people that were jumping off, so my sister jumped off as well. And
is she okay?
Oh, yeah, no, she was good, but I was I'm not doing that.
No, I can't do it either. Yeah.
I'm too scared.
No, we did that kind of stuff when I was much, much younger.
Yeah.
My jumping off cliff days, I believe, are over.
There's a certain height that I'm probably.
For me, it's 10 feet. So, yeah.
5 feet.
Feel that, yeah. I want you to know that anytime y'all have got an album coming out or you've got any kind of project you're working on, just let me know, and we'll definitely get you on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Yes.
No, thank you so much for having me. I've had a great time talking with you, and I'm really glad that you like the music and especially the new stuff as well.
It's extra special to see your music coming out of Fort Worth because it's so eclectic, but also extremely, extremely different.
Thank you.
And I hate to drone on about somebody's age, whether they're older or younger, but the fact that you are the age you are and already putting out such incredible material or content or music, art, is this is the best time to do an interview with you because you're going to be a national touring act full time, right up there with Miley Cyrus someday. So,
thank you. Good
time to catch you now.
Ooh, thank you. Seriously, I'm working hard, and it really means a lot that this stuff resonates with you, and you see what we're trying to do and what I'm trying to do, and it really means a lot. And yeah, thank you for saying that. Seriously,
well, for sure, man.
It's not hard to hear, but it's oof, you know what I mean? It just hits you because it's that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah. Well, in your music, shame on me for not bringing this up, but you try to gear your message towards mental health and recovery and things like that. Yeah. That kind of frame. Mm-hmm. And is there any particular reason I know you brought it up at the Amplify 817 day on stage. Is there a reason that you're passionate about those things?
I've had an ongoing battle just with especially that's the main one since I was about 7. And so I started going to therapy for anxiety when I was 7 because my thoughts were freaking me out. And just as a kid, just, you know what I mean? Going to your parents I don't know what I'm thinking. This is crazy just because I don't know, I've got the creative thing as well where I think different, and so then you add anxiety and OCD on top of that. And I know how hard it is to struggle with that, and sometimes for no reason, you know what I mean, when it just hits you out of nowhere. And I think for me the best thing was listening to music and hearing people talk about getting through things, and that's really what because I always loved music and did music, but once I went through a really deep depression, and music is what got me through that. After that, my purpose for why I do music kind of changed a little, you know what I mean? It was always that, but it was just man, this is exactly why I want to do this, because I want to let people know they're not alone. And I don't know, especially with just such a crazy world, even going to a concert for an hour and getting your mind off things and just getting to be somewhere else. I just think that's so beautiful. You know what I mean? And I don't know, just sharing the light through the dark is kind of what I'm here to do, I think. So
Well, I feel that, man. Like, music is different looking through different lenses, and whenever you're going through some shit, like some dark times in your life, music that you might have listened to your entire life sounds different whenever you're trying to get through something like that.
You hear the words different, you feel it different. And I'm just trying to, I don't know, if I could help one person just the same way I was helped through music. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of my purpose in life. So
right on.
Yeah.
Well, we stole some of your time. I know that you're getting ready to go on and do your set for the night. We'll try to catch some of it, and if we don't get to see it all tonight, we will come back for next Tuesday.
Yes. Thank you guys again so much. And is it still rolling?
We're still rolling.
Thank you guys. And go check out all the new stuff and go listen to all the podcasts, y'all.
And all of Avery Burk's information will be in the show notes. Make sure you check her out. What's your Instagram?
Avery Burk, AVERIBURK.
Perfect. All right.
Yes.
Fort Worth Roots. We'll see y'all next week. Avery, thank you. A huge thank you to Avery Burk. I have been fanboying out ever since I was introduced to Avery Burk, so this was such a huge treat. And I don't know if you heard it in the recording. I certainly did during the editing process. I get nervous around people that I'm really excited to interview, and this was one of those episodes. So, if you picked up on that, it wasn't your imagination. Super awesome treat, and looking forward to having her at the studio sometime in the near future and get a full recording. She was nice enough to let us rob a little bit of time before she went up on stage, but she also wanted to get some food before she got started, and I didn't want to cut into that time either. So anyway, short episode, but great. We've got music coming up for you here at the end. We're going to do Alien and 333. These are two of my personal favorites. They're ones that she sent me via email to add into this episode. So thank you, Avery, for that. Thank you for being on the show. And we're looking forward to seeing you again. All right, Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk is our sponsor, roofingsolutionshouk.com. You can also get them at 817-882-6520. And you can get a roofing tune-up, something that every home needs, whether you heard of one or not, periodically. Here in North Texas, probably once a year is the way to go with that. So check that out. And oh, by the way, since you're listening to this show, you're such a smart person for doing that, by the way. You get 50% off. Remember, that's 817-882-6520, or you can go to roofingsolutionshouk.com, and all this is in the show notes. Woodpost Metalworks. Go to woodpostmetalworks.com to see everything they've got in their inventory, and at checkout, use, what's the code? Podcast 817. And they'll give you 10% off. They've got plasma cutting stuff. They do gate repairs and fabrications and stuff like that. So give them a look. And then we got Houk Walker Originals. Go to houkwalker.com. They do the laser engraving. And if you had a chance to make it out to our 100th episode party, you saw the... Excuse me, I had something on my shirt. You saw the tumblers that they made. Had the custom Fort Worth Roots logo on it. Really sharp looking giveaway item that we had there. And that was courtesy of Houk Walker Originals. Remember, that's houkwalker.com. And these guys are all local, right? So it's a way you can get some original gift ideas. Woodpost Metalworks has been putting out a lot of custom signage for businesses, but they also do decor for inside the home. And then Houk Walker Originals, they do the smaller stuff, the laser etching for personalized items around the office, around the house, stuff like that. So give them a look. Holidays are coming up. These are great options, way you can support the community. It's a way you can support the Fort Worth Roots podcast. And I promise you will not be disappointed in their inventory. So Woodpost Metalworks gives you 10% off. Offer code podcast 817. Roofing Solutions, 50% off the roofing tune-up. Just tell them you heard it on the show. Okay, what else? I think that's it, folks. Just one other note. I got this guy, and he does Christmas light installations. He's not a sponsor of the show, not yet, but anyway, does a great job. He's really passionate about what he does, and he does have a 325 phone number, but don't let that fool you. He's local. He's a local guy. His number is 325-232-4183. He does commercial and residential stuff. And I think if you call him quickly and get on his list before the season is in full swing, he gives you a little bit of a discount. Hell, tell him you heard about him on the Fort Worth Roots podcast and that you think you deserve a discount. See what he says. 325-232-4183. All right, that's it. Like I said, 2 songs coming up. First one I'm going to play is Alien, and then the second song is going to be 333. Again, Averi Burk, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for allowing us to use your music to kind of spotlight you. And folks, go check her out on Instagram. What is it? Averi Burk. Just at Averi Burk on Instagram. See all the stuff she's got going on, and check her out. She's on all the stuff. She's on the YouTubes. She's on the Pandoras. She's on all the things. So go give her some love. This is an incredible artist, and, you know, we got to support these people. We got to support our Fort Worth musicians. So check that out. If you can see her live, that's the move. Go see her live, and then buy some merch. That's a really good way to see her. And, it's a good way to support her. To see her, you can go to the Post every Tuesday. And while that's not the full band experience, we watched her after we finished the recording, and she got such a beautiful voice and so talented. She did some really impressive covers of some songs that, of course, we all know. But the thing about covers is if the artist can elaborate or put their own spin on it. That's what makes a really cool cover. And she does that. She's got some really badass covers. So remember, The Post here in Fort Worth every Tuesday until further notice. Okay. All right. I'll shut up. Thank y'all for being here. And let's not start the show. Let's see you next Monday. All right. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Ever feel alone in a crowded room? So many souls, but no one understands you. Many times I'm just trying to make it through another night, fight or flight. What do I do? It seems like nobody cares. Chemically unaware, mentally impaired. Y'all living a lie, dying to survive. It's fucking tearing me up inside. I think I'm an alien. You don't know where I've been. I think I'm an alien. Feel like you're from a different planet. So much talk, can't understand it. Too much hate, too much fake, I can't relate. Why do you love to replicate and imitate? I'm from a place where love runs free. I guarantee that you know better than me. So how about sit down? I hope you'll see. Let go of your ego and just be free. I think I'm an alien. You don't know where I've been. I think I'm an alien. Sleepless nights I pray to God for my serenity. I feel things I can't see. Little beings of light watching over me. They speak to me in 3-3-3. It's been a long day, fuck, it's been a feel like I do nothing right. I just don't know what's best for me. I just wanna leave a legacy. I hope you know that you're not alone.